everyone, welcome to the next video from this Hanna Karlzon Seasons page, and we have a gemstone here to do. I think we're actually going to do both of the gemstones in this one video, so we're going to do them different colours to each other, and we'll just sort of go for it really. And I'm going to show you my method. It might not be the same as other people's. I sort of learnt from Helen Elliston's book. She does beautiful gemstones, and then I simplified it a little bit for my benefit. So I'm trying to look at this and think about firstly what it is. This is my amethyst purple, in case I forget to tell you once I start colouring. So we've got this piece in the centre. Now I'm trying to work out if that is the top or if that's dipped in. I think that's the top, and therefore I'm going to start there and do this with a really light bit, fade, do another bit, darken it a little and then lighten it a little, and then fade, lighten, darken, like that. There's my top layer of my gemstone. Very simple. Now you can use more than one colour if you want to. You know, I've got a slightly darker bit here than here. You could use, I'm just going to darken that a tad. You could use, but I keep it really straightforward. Now I'm thinking about this edge. Where are we going with it? Now I'm thinking this bit, I reckon, is facing me. That's how I'm going to think. So I'm going to do it a bit like this, very lightly. So like that, leave a gap like that. Okay, so it looks quite shiny. Whereas this piece, I think that bit's near to me and that bit's further away. Therefore, I can do this bit a little bit darker. We're really going to start putting on a bit more colour in places now. And then fade it towards this end here. So that hopefully it looks like that bit's a bit further away. And we're going to do the same with this one. But to me, this one looks quite flat, but what I'm going to do is just colour it in the same way. So darker here, and then gently fade to here. Now, this one, I've got some lines on here. I'm going to use that as a guide. Just do that. And, tricky, because that now looks like it's inside. It should be on the outside. Let's do this one darker here, because I'm coming lighter there, because I want this to look like it's a bit higher than this. I'll do the same on this one. Put quite a bit of dark there and lighter there, and then here maybe darker on this side, lighter here. Now there we go. When you've done your gemstone, you might want to use some white pen to make it look shiny. I'm just going to redo that bit. Now it's always worth testing your pencil first. So here is my rough paper, scrap paper, rough paper. Though I use the words interchangeably, the paper isn't rough. So I'm going to just put some pencil down, okay, brush it off, get my white pen and draw it on here, because what I want to know is my pen going to stay white, or is the pigment from the purple pencil going to go through into the white? And it stayed white, so what that means is that I can use a white pen on here with confidence. Oops. So this is a Posca pen. It's a PC1MR. I use it interchangeably with my Sakura Jelly Roll. It just depends what I grab, and also whether I want a thick or a thin line, really. I'm just going to put a few shine lines. It's always better to put them on the bits where your pencil is thicker, because then they'll show up. If I put it here where it's already white, you're not going to see it. So I tend to put it on the thicker areas and just put a few here and there. So there is our gemstone. Now we have these little bits around here, like sparkles, and I'm going to use the same colour I used for the gemstone. It's really simple because they would be reflecting from the stone, so surely they would be the same colour. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I've never had to do anything like this before. So there is the one, and we're going to do the other one as well. So that's further down here, and we would choose a different colour. What should we do? Should we do, yeah, let's do a reddish colour for this one. I'm trying to pick colours that sort of work on the page. So that purple sort of work with this pink, and also purple and orange work. This red will work together with this. And this is an autumnal leaf, which it'll go with once I do that one. So we have a crimson red. We've got quite a lot of facets on this gemstone. It's a bit different to the other one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing this very top bit. I think this would be highest up, and the same as we did on the other one. I'm going to do it quite lightly. It's quite a small area. I could do with a sharper pencil. Like that. So it looks like it's reflecting the light. I hope you can see. Come in a bit closer. There we go. So as we go down, we're getting further away. So I think these bits down here would be a bit darker than these bits here. Now I feel that these would be slightly sloped. So this part would be closer to us than this bit. And so in order to do that, I make this bit a bit darker and then fade it up like that. So there's more layers of colour here. So I'm layering it up. You can see I'm over colouring, and then I'm not up here. Yeah. We do that all the way through, all the way around. I'm going to make it symmetrical. I think it is drawn symmetrically, so that's what I'm going to do. Oops, I've gone over the lines. It doesn't really matter. There's going to be some red in those areas soon enough. There we go. Now, this one here could be fairly flat, but I think I'm going to try and make it look like it's slightly angled by making it darker at the bottom. Now, if you look at photos of gemstones, they've often got black patches in the facets. I'm not really daring enough to do that. I tend to just vary the colour of the pencil rather than, so I'm just making it a little bit darker rather than doing black. Now we have these bits. Let's have a think. I think I'm going to do them in a similar way. So we've got darker here, a lighter there, and do that all the way on all of them. So I'm almost ignoring those lines in the middle, just because I'm not really sure what to do with them. There we go. And now with the very bottom ones I want to be even darker. So I'm going to layer up the colour here more. See how thick I'm going, and then lighten it a bit like that. Now you could use a darker colour pencil to emphasise that darker bit, but I'm quite happy just layering up this one. There's always a risk when you use another colour that it doesn't quite work with it, and actually I don't know my Artezas that well to have the confidence to quite do that at the moment. So I'm just darkening the lower bits a bit more. Okay, now we've got these little circles. I'm going to do these. I'm not going to press too hard. Fairly light layer of colour on each of these. And now we can go in with our white pen. I'm going to show you a slightly different way of doing the white on this one compared to how we did it on the other one. So it's the same white pen, and what we can do is take out some of the black lines, maybe not completely, and maybe that's okay. But what I want to do is where my stone is lighter, I want my line to be lighter. So at the top here, on the tops of the each of the stones, but maybe not so much at the bottom, although the top of one is the bottom of another, so a bit tricky. Maybe do a little bit here, but not too much. I'm trying to sort of fade it. Now, it's hard with a pen, but what you do is you can do a stroke. I'll show you with a pencil, I can't show you with a white pen. So I've got my pencil, this is the purple one. I can press and then lift my pencil off the paper. Do you see it fades? That's what I'm trying to do with my pen. As I say, it's very hard to see with a white pen, which is obviously what I'm using, but you can see it when you do it with a coloured pen. But hopefully it's making a bit less black show through. So there we go. And we're not going to do the outside, we want that to be a bit darker. So that is a different way of doing it. It's still quite simple, and I think it's quite effective personally. You can work harder at it, as I say, use different shades and things like that, but I just wanted to keep it simple. So this is our page so far. We've done about halfway through. We've done 4 out of 9. No, yes. So there are the 4, and I think it looks better when you zoom out than when you're close in as well. But yeah, that's the way it is. So we've got these 5 left to do. Can't wait to do the leaves, the acorns. This one's a gemstone acorn. Can't see. There you go. So that'll be interesting. But we're going to leave that now for today. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.